If you are subscribing to a lack mindset, no matter what you do, how much you earn, or what you manifest, you will always feel like you never have enough. Hi, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Deantra Nicolette. On my channel, we do a lot of sit-down chit-chat videos where we're chatting about life and literally all of the things. So if you enjoy conversations where we're talking about energy, astrology, spirituality, all that good stuff, feel free to stick around and subscribe. Apparently, they are mowing the lawn outside. Hopefully, it is not too disruptive. So today, we're talking about scarcity mindset versus abundance mindset, which I think is such an important conversation to have. So before we dive into how you can actually shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance, we need to understand what are the major differences between scarcity mindset and abundance mindset, so you can kind of understand when you're sitting in a place of scarcity and when you're sitting in a place of abundance. When you're in a place of scarcity mindset, you're focused on lack and you're focused on limitations. This is fear-based thinking, and it can sound a lot like, I'll never have enough, I'll never be enough, there's not enough to go around, I can never be rich, I'll always be poor, I am poor. All of these different affirmations where you're leaning into a mindset and a reality that affirms not having enough, not being enough, and overall not ever having the opportunity to manifest enough. On the opposite side, abundance mindset is focused on growth and opportunities. It's the mindset of understanding that there will always be enough, you will be provided for. And instead of focusing on lack, even in the situations where you feel like you don't have enough, you're focused on the magnitude of opportunities. You're focused on the fact that there's infinite potential, and you're looking at what can be, and you're looking at all of the possibilities versus looking at the reality and being like, okay, this is where I'm stuck and this is where I'm always going to be. Abundance mindset can sound like there's more than enough to go around. Everyone can have a piece of the pie. I am always enough. I will always have enough. I'm always provided for, things like that. So now that we have a definition of scarcity mindset and we have a definition of abundance mindset, let's talk about how you can shift from scarcity mindset to abundance mindset in your day-to-day life. Okay, so the first thing, and I know y'all know what I'm gonna say, because I say this in like every single video. The first step to anything really is awareness. Like legitimately, if you're not self-aware, if you don't even know that you're being toxic, if you don't even know that you're being a person that's sitting in scarcity mindset, if like you literally have no awareness because you're operating off of just patterns and routines and behaviors without actually auditing it, there's literally no way that you're going to ever change, because how do you even know that you need to change? You feel me? So the first step is always awareness. And I'm gonna like add a little, not caveat, but like add the extra flair, the little extra pizzazz of auditing your thoughts, auditing the way that you speak to yourself, auditing just kind of like your actions. So in any given day, you're having thousands of thoughts. I don't know the number, look it up. It's like a lot, okay? We have a lot of thoughts on any given day. At this point, there are a lot of things in our lives that run on routine. So you'll notice like when you're doing things like driving, brushing your teeth, washing your hair, I don't know, just going through certain things that are very routine to you, you do them automatically without thinking, because the behaviors themselves are so ingrained. And in that same way that you do those things on automatic like behavior mode, you do a lot of thinking on automatic behavior mode as well. So awareness being the first step is really about you being like, okay, let me try to slow this automation down and actually zoom into those moments, zoom into those thoughts that I'm having on a day-to-day basis, and actually see how it is that I'm speaking to myself. I need y'all to understand one thing and one thing only. Actually, it's multiple things, but like really take this point away in this video, because this is a very serious point. And that point is that words are power. Words are spells, if you will. Okay. You don't have to say that you're a witch or a warlock or what, I don't know. What's the male version of a witch? Is it a warlock? It's something like that. But anyways, you don't have to subscribe to that. But I'm just saying that words are incredibly powerful. And the words that you speak over your life and that you speak over your identity are incredibly powerful, because you are literally soaking in those words like a sponge, and they are affecting the way that you move through your life and the perception with which you see the world as you move through life. I'm actually reading this book right now called The Power of Imagination by Neville Goddard, and I highly recommend. I'm not done with the book yet, but like it's so good so far. And in the first couple of chapters, he's talking about the power of I am statements. He also dives into this idea that we are God or the divine, experiencing consciousness, experiencing reality through multiple different lenses, if you will. But this statement of I am is incredibly powerful because our reality is created by the thoughts that we're having and the beliefs that we have. So it starts with the conceptualization of I am, or I have, or I whatever, and then it turns into reality. So what you believe, what you think you are, you become, and what you become influences the way that you see the world. And so if you are sitting here in scarcity mindset and you're like, I am poor, I don't have enough, I am not powerful, I am not dominant, I am not smart. If these are the things that you're saying to yourself on a continuous basis, and then you go out into the world, how do you expect the world to respond to you when you're putting out the energy of someone who doesn't believe that they're enough, right? So you have to change the core of how you speak to yourself. And again, it might not be as literal as that. Maybe that's not exactly what you say, but it's little things. Like, have you ever had a conversation with a friend and y'all are talking about money and they're like, damn, I'm so broke. And it's just like, girl, why are you saying that about yourself? It's like, okay, maybe you don't have exactly what you want right now financially, but that doesn't mean that you can't ever have that. And by affirming that you're broke, you are allowing yourself to remain in a position energetically and physically where you are going to make sure that statement that you're saying to yourself is fact. Whatever we think, we therefore are. And so whatever you affirm to yourself, you will become, and your reality will reflect that. So audit the way that you're speaking to yourself on a daily basis, and what are the things that you're actually saying to yourself over and over and over again. The next thing that you can do to shift from scarcity mindset to abundance mindset is having a gratitude practice. And I want to talk about this because I feel like everyone talks about like gratitude journaling, which I think is amazing. If you're someone that like does the gratitude journal every single day, like in the morning or at night or whatever, I love that for you. I think that is a beautiful start. But I feel like gratitude is not just about being like, oh, it's 8 p.m. time for my gratitude practice. I'm going to do my gratitude right now. It's like, babes, you got to be grateful all the time. Like you literally, like this is not a nighttime routine thing only. This is a lifetime routine thing. Okay. Not me with bars, but literally this is like something that you have to be doing all the time. So I mentioned this a little bit later too, because I also want to clarify that with everything I'm saying, this is never about toxic positivity. There's like a fine line between all of these things I'm talking about and like being toxic with the positivity. And that is not what we're getting into right here. But there's something really powerful about practicing gratitude on a daily basis throughout your day when it feels natural and when it feels aligned. This is about appreciating the little things in your day and in your life on a daily basis as you experience them. So it can be as simple as like you're driving your car to go get your coffee and you're grateful that you work remotely and you can go pick up your coffee and head right back to your home office to work for the day. Or you're grateful that you have money to like put gas in your car. You know, one of the things I think we complain a lot about adults, or at least like I've heard complaints and I know I've made them myself, is like complaining about bills and being like, oh my God, there's so many bills. I have to pay all these bills. And for me, I have to start reframing that and being like, I'm grateful that I have the money to pay my bills. Like I got a lot of bills, but guess what? I have a lot of money to pay the bills, right? And I do that every single month. Yes, there are times where I'm like, damn, I wish I had a bit more, but I also know that where I am now is not always where I'm going to be. So where I am now is a powerful place to be. If this is what, you know, not enough looks like for me, babes, I'm grateful. Okay, I'm grateful because it could look a lot differently. And I am grateful to be in the position that I am and grateful to have the resources that I have to be able to sustain life for myself, to be able to live in this amazing house, to be able to drive the car that I drive, to be able to pay my bills. Like it's the little things. Like be grateful for the fact that you went to the grocery store and you're able to pick up a box of your favorite cereal. Like there are people that don't have the ability to do that. And this is not about always comparing your situation to others, because I think a lot of times like gratitude statements can also get wrapped up in this whole thing of we're comparing our lives to others in order for us to feel grateful for where we are. The gratitude should just be standalone. Like the gratitude is you being grateful for where you are, period, not in comparison to someone else. It could be in comparison to yourself, right? You can compare like, you know, I came from this place. I used to be over here. I used to have even less, and now look where I'm at, and like I'm so grateful for that. So it's also about acknowledging your growth, acknowledging that there's so much open and possible and available to you, because look were and look where you are now. The story is not over. You're still alive. Your heart is beating, and there's more that you can do and more that you can have, and always more to be grateful for. So this is about allowing yourself to infuse gratitude into your day-to-day life, allowing yourself to be grateful just as you're being a human being. As much as you breathe and talk and exist, you should also be grateful for having the ability to breathe and talk and exist, because that in and of itself is a miracle. Like, do you know how powerful and like blessed you are to even wake up in the morning and have another chance to go out and do what you do, to go to work, to go to the gym, to walk, to talk to your friends, to talk to your parents, to do all of these things. Like, these are the things that a lot of times are moving so quickly in life that we take these things for granted. And gratitude is about slowing it down and actually allowing ourselves to see just how amazing our lives are, even when they feel mundane. And I'll add to that, some of y'all are in a season right now where life feels boring. And I want you to reframe that, because we've been taught that boring is bad. But what if right now you're in a peaceful season of contentment, and you're thinking that it's boring and you want more things to happen, but right now you're in a space where it's so beautiful because things are just still and calm and literally peaceful. So be grateful. The third thing you can do to move from scarcity mindset to abundance mindset is to reframe your thinking or your perspective on what is happening to you and around you. Things are neither good nor bad. Everything is it just is, okay? And I know that's like such a bold, possibly like controversial statement. Walk with me, please, I beg. So it is our judgment of those things that makes them bad. We can collectively say, okay, someone that does X, Y, and Z action, that's bad. Someone that does X, Y, and Z action, that's good. And we collectively will agree on things, and sometimes you don't. And there's disagreements in the collective, or sometimes individually you can believe that certain things are good, certain things are bad, whatever the case. But it's always our judgment, our perception of the thing, of the action, of the person that makes it good or bad. What I really want us to focus on is reframing the things that occur in our lives. And again, this is where that whole fine line between like reframing and toxic positivity comes in, because I feel like a lot of times there can be messages around, oh my God, well, everything's always a lesson, and like everything is always working out for you, and and it can feel very dismissive of feelings. If you have a loved one that passes away, if you get in a really horrible accident, if your house burns down, like for someone to sit there and be like, well, just look on the bright side, like you won't be like, girl, please be so for real right now. This is not the time for that. It feels very dismissive. And so what I really want to challenge y'all to do is not dismiss your emotions, okay? Because emotions are there for a reason. We're human, and emotions are part of the human experience. So this is not about not feeling, but this is about feeling what you feel, acknowledging, yeah, this sucks, okay? Yeah, my house burned down, this sucks. I hate this for me. But then also being like, well, what can we do to move forward? Or what is there a lesson in this? Is there any sort of bright side that we can look at or observe or, see in this moment? And sometimes it takes us a minute, right? Because sometimes, things happen and right away you don't see a bright side. You're like pissed off. It looks really dark. But a lot of times when we sit with it and we allow ourselves to reframe and we allow ourselves to see closed doors as opportunities for new doors to open, we allow ourselves to see things that fail as opportunities for us to pivot and try something new. We allow ourselves to see ending of relationships as places where we're making space for people who are more aligned to come in. The more that we realize that things are always going to happen that kind of suck in life, and like that's literally just life. It's never going to be all amazing things that you're super happy with, but what you can do is focus on how it is you perceive the sucky moments, how it is you perceive what is happening around you, because your perception of those events is what is going to make your experience in this life. If you really do feel like rejection is protection, if you feel like things are always working out for you, even when it feels like they're not, you're rejected from a job, you don't get the relationship you want, things just seem to suck, but you see that rejection as protection, you see those closed doors as God, the universe, whatever, protecting you from things that would literally hurt you in the future. You see it all as coming together somehow for your greater good. Maybe it's delusion, but babes, I have a video on delusional thinking. And one thing about me, I'm delusional as hell, but guess what? I'm living my best life. And so personally, I will continue to subscribe to delusion. So it really is just about reframing. And like I said, yeah, feel your feels, have your moment. I always say I throw myself a pity party, but just like any party, it has to end eventually. It cannot go on forever. So I throw myself a pity party. I feel, my feels. I eat my ice cream and I get in bed and I have a rot day and I watch my show. I'm currently watching One Tree Hill and I do all the things, but then it's like, all right, next day we got to get up. Now we in the gym. Let's get the endorphins going. Let's figure out what we can do to make this work, what we can do to solve this problem. Because sitting at the pity party forever is never going to help you. The more that you crawl into this hole of despair, this hole where you're a victim in life, the more that you will see exactly what you want to see. The more you affirm that you are the victim, the more you will have opportunities that confirm to you are the victim. So do you want to be a victim in your life, or do you want to be someone that is actually a creator in your life, a co-creator in your life, someone that's actually able to take action and feel empowered? Okay, next thing you want to do when you're going from scarcity mindset to abundance mindset is to understand that everything is energy and energy is limitless. You have to be bold enough to understand that you have access to the things that you want, and it's not going to take you having to move literal mountains for you to get there. This is a really complex idea because we have a lot of collective systems that we all subscribe to that I think serve to make a lot of us feel very disempowered. We feel as if we can't have enough. We feel as if our access to certain realities and certain experiences are limited. We feel as if we are meant to live a life of stagnancy or smallness or never living up to our potentials because we just don't have access to it. And that is not true. And it does take, obviously changing your mindset and a lot of other things. But I really think a really big one in this journey is understanding that you are an energetic being. And as such, you have access to all of the things that you've ever wanted to experience, because all of those things are also energy. And as long as you are shifting your mindset to understand that you have access to them, that they've always been there, you can tap into the energy of those things and manifest them. Now, obviously, it's going to take action. There's divine timing. There's a lot of other things at play, but even just the recognition that the energy is there and it's limitless and you have access to it and it's abundant and you're always taken care of, that in and of itself is an incredible mindset shift that a lot of people struggle with. I struggle with that sometimes. There are a lot of people that are in positions of incredible wealth or positions of incredible power, partly because of the systems that we're all subscribing to collectively, but also because they believe that they deserve to be there. They believe that it is their birthright. They have this deep knowing, that same as we say the sky is blue and the clouds are white, they have this knowing that they deserve what they have. And for a lot of us, we are fighting this deep inner knowing that we don't deserve what we want. And you have to shift that mindset to realize that you do deserve what you want and you can have what you want. Because until you actually do that, and until you actually have a very deep core understanding that that is true for you and can be true for your reality, you will never truly be able to have exactly what you want. You will never truly feel like you have access to it. And if it does come into your life, it will slip through your fingers because you don't believe that you have the power to hold on to it gently and delicately and actually hold it in your reality. Lack is a mindset, but abundance is also a mindset. So this is about choosing which one you want to subscribe to in order to create the reality that you prefer to live in. The last thing I'm going to say when it comes to going from scarcity mindset to abundance mindset is to surround yourself with abundance. And this looks really differently for a lot of different people, so kind of figure out what this looks for you. But I want to say this. One, the people that you're around, okay, they make up your environment. So if you have friends around you, people around you that are always speaking negatively, that are always like, you tell them something is possible and they tell you, oh my God, you'll never have that. That's not possible. You can't do that. You might either need to set some very strict boundaries with those people that you can't have certain conversations with them, or you might just have to decide that they no longer can be a part of your life. They can no longer go where you're going. I think there's a very difficult decision. Obviously, it's a personal one. It depends on your relationship. I can't tell you what to do, but I know that there are times where when you are up leveling in your life, when you know that you want to go somewhere and be something and do certain things, you also have to acknowledge that there are certain people in your life that you cannot bring along with you. They have to choose to develop their mindset to be able to come on a parallel journey with you. Otherwise, you're going to have to leave them where they're at, because they give the vibe of a stone or a rock that will literally drag you underwater and drown you if you let them. And I don't know who would choose to hold on to something like that, but we all do it because relationships are incredibly personal. And I think sometimes cutting off relationships with people that we know are burdens to us, even though we realize that, can be really hard when there's love and all these extra feelings involved. So there's that piece. But I will also say that this can also look like practicing gratitude for where you're at now, even though you want to be somewhere else. So say, for example, you're manifesting a new home and you just do not like where you live right now. You're so over it. It feels like it's just not your vibe at all. Here's the thing about it. If you walk into your home every single day and you're just mad, you hate it here, the paint is peeling off the walls, you just do not like it, and that's always the energy that you feel in your home, it's going to be very difficult for you to manifest a home where you feel any sort of different energy. So what you need to do before you even think about that new home is to start to make the home that you have now feel better for yourself, feel abundant. Paint the walls, put some art up, do something with the place to make it feel better. You know what I mean? Yes, you can have more, you can have that other house, but again, if there's no gratitude for where you are currently, if there's no love and appreciation for where you are currently, even if you really just feel like you deserve more, then it's just kind of tough to go from a place of energetically hating where you are to manifesting something where it's amazing. It's a very crazy jump to make. So making your life around you feel luxe. This doesn't mean that you have to spend a lot of money. This doesn't mean that you have to do the most, but you just have to think about what are the things that make you feel rich in your life. And richness, abundance, by the way, I've used that word a lot in this video, and I want y'all to know, because I don't think I said this at any point, abundance is not always about money. Money is energy. And when we talk about abundance, I'm talking about abundance of the things that you need, abundance of always feeling taken care of, abundance of always having what you need in this particular moment. And sometimes that is money, but sometimes that can look like love or resources or whatever the case is. So when we talk about feeling luxe in your life and creating an abundant environment for yourself, that doesn't mean that you have to spend a lot of money. Maybe it's something like you really love candles and they make you feel so rich and vibey. Get more candles for your house. Burn candles every single day if that's what makes you feel good. If you're someone that loves to go on a midday walk and there's something about that that makes you feel vibey, and you love going to walk in a certain neighborhood where it just feels peaceful, you feel at home, you feel abundant in that neighborhood, go walk in that neighborhood every day or every other day or something like that. So there's ways to create abundance in your life currently, or to surround yourself with abundance without necessarily being in the reality that you want to be in yet. So you just have to get yourself into that abundance mindset before you're already living that life, if that makes sense. Okay, my loves, that is it. That is the video on scarcity mindset and abundance. I hope this was super helpful. Let me know down below which of the tips was most helpful for you, or if you have any other tips for people that want to move from scarcity mindset to abundance mindset and what has helped you in your past or current or anything like that. Drop it down in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I truly appreciate you being here. And of course, subscribe if you like this video. If you want more of this type of content, I would love to see you around here. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. I will chat with you next video. Bye.